I haven't vlogged at all today, and this is probably not going to be a very long vlog because I read a couple comments and people were like, if you could do like some long, some short so we could catch up, that would be great. So I think I'm going to make a shorter vlog tonight. I don't really have a whole lot to share with you anyway. Plus, I only have an hour and 8 minutes left of my audiobook, and I want to finish listening to it and go to bed because I have my 12-step commitment tomorrow morning at 9:30 that I have to leave the house at like 8:45 for. So I have to be up super early. But anyway, what do I want to say about today? I'll just tell you what I did today, I guess, and wherever it goes from there. I got up late, and Alex was taking the dogs out. I felt really, really sick last night because I ate so much junk yesterday at the movies and afterwards. But I got right back on my diet today. I didn't, I was going to fast today, but I didn't end up fasting. I ended up eating some hummus and vegetables and some other stuff tonight for dinner. So I felt like I was gonna vomit though, you guys, at like 8 o'clock this morning. Like I felt so sick to my stomach. I'm low on gas. I'm gonna need to get gas here in just a little bit. But yeah, I just felt so sick. I don't know what was wrong. And I had horrible nightmares last night too. And they weren't like, one of them was about my old work environment. And I like was in this meeting and they were like writing me up for something. And it just was like such a, it felt so real. And when I woke up from it, it just was like, I felt like I was like right back there again, if that makes sense. And then the second one, I don't really remember, but I was like being chased by something, probably my diet or a big donut or something. So that was my night last night. But today I got up, and then Alex had to leave at like 5:30 to go to, this bridal shower / bachelorette party kind of thing. It was like at these wineries and places, and then they had dinner, and he just got home. So there was that, and then I left before I actually got home, and he was still getting ready to go out. I went to, where did I go? Menards, and I bought these 2 tall chairs for my patio that are so nice, and set them up. And then I bought a new wax melter. So I have my old wax melter in my kitchen, and which I never thought I would put it there. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like those wax melters, like candles. Oh my God. And I got these 2 Glade smells, waxes. One is like apple caramel and something else, and the other one is called flannel embrace or something. I don't love the flannel one as much, but like Alex loves really clean scents, like clean linen and lemon and stuff like that, so he'll like that. But I got those, and I got this new glass melt thing, and it's like, well, or wax melt, but it's like glass, the one that I got. It's different than the one I had before. I'm actually not sure if I like it better or which one I like better. So anyway, and then let's see. And then I came home and I did that, and then I filmed my videos, and I got my videos up, and then Alex left. Well, he left, and then I did my videos, and I got my videos up, and then let's see, what did I do after that? What did I do after that? I sat on the back porch on the patio, and I read for a little bit and watched some YouTube videos. And then my neighbor came over, and we talked for a little bit. She was eating macaroni and cheese and tomato soup, and we talked about how nice it is to like sit out there on the patio. It was a beautiful evening. It was like the leaves are starting to change, and it just was like absolutely beautiful fall day outside. So that was nice. And I followed some of the weather footage of Irma, the hurricane. You guys, if you're down there, please, please, please stay safe. So many of my friends live down there, and they've had to like evacuate and go to hotels. It just makes me so sad, all of it. So I hope everybody stays safe down there. And then I watched Scream 3 while I was doing a bunch of stuff around the house. Oh my God, I cleaned out this drawer today in my kitchen that is like just a bunch of mess, trouble. I went through all my bookmarks, all of my postcards that people have sent me. I saved all of my postcards separate. I picked out bookmarks that I'm going to use, that I would just use on a daily basis, and then all of my special bookmarks. And so I put them in 3 separate packages. Cleaned out the drawer that was a complete mess. It's now absolutely empty and spotless and beautiful. And each day this week, I'm going to try to clean out one thing. So next I have to do the cabinets above, and then I have to do the cabinets below, where I'm going to put like my filming stuff and then some books. Like any of the books I'm reading, I'm going to keep down there so that I have like more areas for books and stuff like that. So that was that. And then I took an hour nap. I was so tired. I was going to go live at like 9:15, I think, and I ended up sleeping till like 10 o'clock. I was so tired, you guys. And I ended up going live at like 10 o'clock, and then I did like an hour and a half live stream, and then I went into Trisha Paytas's, and I went on her live stream. She guested me for like an hour. That was fun. And yeah, that was about it. And then Alex texted me and he said he was coming home, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go do my vlog, and I'm gonna finish my audiobook, and then I'm gonna come home and go to bed. Not early, but kind of early, because I have to do, I have my sobriety commitment in the morning, so. And that was that. Yeah, so, yeah. I don't know what else there is to say. There was something I wanted to talk about tonight. I was like watching something, or I was thinking about something, and I thought that would be something really good to talk about on my vlog. Somebody commented on my vlog and they said, I watch all your other channels, that's why I don't watch your vlog a lot, because it's kind of like you repeat yourself a lot on all 3 channels. And I guess that's kind of true, especially about like books I'm reading and things like that. But like at the same time, like I feel like I talk about like emotional issues and my life and things that are going on this channel a little bit deeper than I do like my other channels, if that makes sense. But maybe not, I don't know, you know. I think on all my channels, like, it was interesting because I got a comment, I think it was on my so-called Healthy Life channel, my weight loss journey channel, and it said something to the effect, of like, you say you're so authentic and real, but you're like different on every channel. Like, who is the real, oh, there's my gas. Who is your authentic self? And while I think it's a good question, I really feel like, I think I may have talked about this last night, I don't know, but I really feel like all parts of me are like parts of my authentic self. Like I feel like I'm the same but different on all of my channels. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I'm funny on this channel sometimes, I'm funny on all my channels. Sometimes I get emotional and cry on all my channels. Sometimes I get very serious and passionate, just depending on the topic, you know, like when I talked about my favorite quotes from To Kill a Mockingbird on my BookTube channel, or, you know, what it means to be a reader, I was like, on the first one I cried, and on the second one I got very, very passionate. And, you know, I do that on like my main channel too, when I talk about addiction issues, or I talk about grief, or whatever, if I weave that through whatever topic I'm talking about. So, you know, I think it just depends, like, what the topic is. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think like you're gonna always get this stoic Peter Monn on all my channels. And, you know, I think on my vlog, if I've had like a really great day, then chances are you're gonna probably get a very funny, lighthearted vlog. Whereas like yesterday when I went into Half Price Books and I saw my old neighbor that I used to work with, you know, like it kind of emotionally like put me off balance for a second, and I got kind of emotional. And so you're gonna see that side of me on there as well, if that makes sense. And, you know, I think that all of us, even being our most authentic or genuine self, have varying degrees of who we are and very different sides of who we are. You know, we're different with different people. Like, my ex and I used to say this. We had a very close friend of ours, and I loved him, but like I never really got real deep with him. And we would like go to a lot of casinos, and, you know, like, he'd stay for the weekend and we'd watch movies and laugh and kiki and stuff like that. And he was just a really good friend of ours, you know? And like my ex would say, like, he's kind of my party friend. Like, I don't, not like party, like go out and get screwed up, but like have fun friend, like that we go out with and we have fun with, because like that's who he was. I mean, not always, but we just didn't get real deep. Like, he never really liked to get real deep. And I don't know if you have any of these friends, but it's like, okay, I had this really good friend of mine for a while that lived in Denver, and it's like, I can remember like he was that for me. He was like my fun friend. And when I would go to visit him, I knew it was gonna be like a fun weekend and like get away and like be crazy and not have to think about things and whatever. But like, I remember this one day, I was sitting on his patio, and we were just sitting out there kind of having a moment, and we didn't really ever get deep, but sometimes we would get deep. I prefer friendships that get deep. And he was a really great friend to me. But one day we were sitting out there, and I was like, okay, so my ex and I broke up in December. My mom passed away in May. This would have been June. I was out there for like Pride weekend. And we were just sitting there, and he was having a gin and tonic. I don't drink. And we were sitting on his patio, a gorgeous townhouse in Cherry Creek. And I said to him, I said, you know, like, I want to talk about my ex. Like, I said his name, but I said, I like miss him. Like, I feel like maybe we shouldn't have broken up. And he was like, I don't want to talk about this. And I was like, why not? And he's like, there's no reason to talk about it. Like, we don't need to talk about it. And he looked at me and he goes, and I said, okay, but like, I'm missing him. Like, I'm thinking I want to get back together with him. And he goes, no, you don't. And he would always be like just very direct and very straightforward like this with me. And I go, yeah. He goes, no. He goes, you're missing him, which is normal. He said, but, you know, he's your ex for a reason. And he just took a sip of his, you know, drink and lit a cigarette. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he didn't want to talk about it anymore. And I said, don't you want to talk about things? Like, you know, when his dad had passed away when he was in high school. And I said, didn't you want to talk to people about that? He's like, what can I do? What can I do to change that? I can't change that. But, you know, like, even the fact that he didn't ever want to talk about anything deep didn't make him any less of a friend to me. Like, his friendship was so real and genuine and authentic, but it was just, our friendship was about something different. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was about, I don't know, it was just about something completely different. It was about good times and fun and all of that. So, yeah, and that's okay. You know, like, I need to have those friends too. Like, I need to have friends that are going to get me out of myself, you know? And like, what's so great about Tanya is Tanya and I can have very, very deep emotional conversations, but we can also have a lot of fun together. And I think that there are times when it's like, I don't know, Tanya and I's friendship has been so long and so long-standing that it goes in and out. Like, one second it's emotional, and then the next second we're laughing, and then we're crying, and then we're very, very serious. And, you know, there's a time and a place for all of it, but we kind of know when to float in and out of it, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. But I think it's interesting, also, the whole question of, well, who is your authentic self? Like, do you know? Like, who is your most authentic self? Like, I feel like sometimes, even at 45 years old, I don't know who I am. Like, I know who I want to be, and I know where my soul feels like it is, if that makes sense. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes, like, I joke so much about being the Janis Joplin of YouTube, but, like, I really, like, respond to her soul, of what her soul spoke. And like, I don't know, it's like, it's so hard for me because, like, there was a loneliness about her, or a sadness about her, that sometimes I relate to, that even like in the moment, like, you know, okay, so I don't have, you know, 25 million people obviously, but, you know, Janis Joplin had that, whatever the quote was, every night I make love to 30,000 people, and then I go home absolutely alone. And there's kind of like an element to that with being a YouTuber. It's like, you know, I make 4 videos a day, I upload these videos, you guys Snapchat me, you tweet me, you email me, and I feel like so loved. I feel like, oh my God, like, this is the most awesome thing in the entire world. But at the same time, it's like, then I drive around and I listen to an audiobook, you know, if Alex is out doing something. If he's not, then I go home and we spend time together. But it's one person. I don't have, you know, 10 people in my life on a daily basis. And that's hard sometimes. And there's a loneliness, I think, that comes with being creative. And I think that one thing about being like in something that you do that's creative, whether it's being a writer or an artist or a singer or a chef or, you know, doing cabinetry or whatever it is that you do, making YouTube videos, if you want to consider that creative, I do. You know, that's very much something that you do alone. And so, you know, the thought process is alone. You come up with the idea on your own. You know, like you put the materials together on your own the majority of the time, unless you've got like a team of people around you, which I obviously don't. And so it's like the majority of all of that passion is self-induced. And then at the same time, it's like, you want to share that with other people, like not with you guys, but like with people in my life, but like they don't understand it and they don't share the same passion for it. They're happy for me, they're proud for me, like even Tanya and Alex, like they're so happy that I'm doing something that I'm so passionate about, but at the same time, they don't share the passion, so they don't really understand it. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but so they don't share the same passion and the same love for it, so it's very lonely at times. You know, like Tanya will ask me about like certain YouTubers or like, have you done a video about this person? Or, you know, like, oh, if I like do a video about somebody 3 days in a row, she'll say, oh, what did you think about that? Or, you know, about like I talked to her about my weight loss because we both are always like trying to eat healthy and things like that. But it's very lonely. And so with Janis Joplin, like I feel like there's a part of her that like I really like I was listening to her, like I downloaded a bunch of her live music, and I downloaded like Little Girl Blue and Careless Love, which is the Odetta cover. I love that one. And Maybe, I love Maybe is one of my all-time favorite Janis Joplin songs. And I was listening to it last night, and it just like builds and it crescendos, and there's a part, you know, where she just like, and you can tell it's like in that moment, she's like so full of life. And I so relate to that, you know, and you'll see that sometimes in my videos, like, it's like in that moment, like in just that moment, that 5-second moment, I'm like so connected, but then it's like I turn off my camera and I'm like, I don't want to stop making videos, which is why I post so many videos, because I love being connected and I love interacting and, you know, and so, but there's a loneliness that comes with it too. Because you're either 100% plugged in or you're 100% unplugged, if that makes sense. And I think it's hard, you know, at times. So, and not just for me, but whatever you do in life. And I don't think it has to be a creative thing. I think it could be somebody that, you know, works very, very hard at Walmart, you know, and it's like they're friends with all the people that work there. And then at the end of the day, they go home to their husband and they do 2 different things. And, you know, it's like, oh, how was your day? It was good. How was your day? It was good, you know, and things like that. And, as much as I love Alex, honest to God, you know, like, I'm no more interested in his job that he does during the day than he is in me making YouTube videos. I mean, that's just the truth. And that doesn't mean we don't love each other, you know, deeply. That just means our interests, as far as career-wise, is different. Now, YouTube isn't my full-time career. I wish it was. Maybe someday it will be, but I don't know. So it's like, and when do you really, really ever get there? You know, like, that's the question. Like, with me when I was listening to that music last night with Janis, I was like, well, if you had said to Janis, do you feel like you are completely 100% your true, authentic, genuine self? I wonder what she would have said. Maybe at times. But at times, I feel like I have to be what other people want me to be. And I don't necessarily feel that way. Like, one of the things I love, and she didn't, I don't think, always feel that way either. Like, I feel like she felt like she could bleed emotion into her songs. And I do feel that way with my YouTube channels in a way that is different than a lot of other people. Like, you guys, if I feel sad, I come on here and I talk about it. If I'm angry, I come on and I talk about it, you know? And so I feel like I can just be myself, and it's just so refreshing. And, so yeah, you know, so this is for me, you know, a conduit to like catharsis, so to speak, you know, that I'm like healing in life on a daily basis through being able to talk in my YouTube videos. It's just, and it's fantastic, and I love it, you know, no matter what I'm talking about, whether I'm talking about a drama video or a book, or whether I'm talking about, you know, how my diet's going, or especially my vlog, you know, connecting with you guys is awesome. And I think we find each other through this source, just like that, you know, people find each other through music. I think we find a commonality that kind of helps us get through our loneliness, so to speak. So, I don't know. Then I say this on videos and then people are like, I'm so sorry that you're lonely. And I'm not really lonely. I'm not. Like, I say that, but I just think that it's a lot of times like, you know, it's, I don't know how to say it. It's like, it's, the only way I can explain it is like the work up towards Christmas, and then at 4 o'clock on Christmas Day night, and Christmas Day night is over, and you're like, oh my God, we've been so excited for a month, and now it's all over, right? Well, that's kind of how like every day is for me with like making videos. I get up and I get so excited, and I'm like, I'm gonna get my coffee, I'm gonna go do this, and then I'm gonna film my vlog, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna make my video about this, and then I get it all done, and it's all wrapped up, and I like upload them, and then that's it. Right? Well, I will say this, you now and being able to go live has really helped with that, because then I get to interact with you guys, you know, and be able to have an ongoing conversation, which is so cool, you know, that I get to continue to do that. So that I'm very, very thankful for. But I don't know. Am I lonely? I guess, is that the question? I think it's hard watching these because, like, I was watching, you know, somebody that I was watching a YouTuber that I love, and it's like, as you're watching it, you're like deciphering what they're saying at the same time. And even though, like, I don't bullshit, like, I say totally how I feel, like, at the same time, it's like, and then people would say, well, I do more stuff with your husband, but like, I mean, honest to God, like, you guys just don't see it, but we do so much together, you know? Sometimes to the point where we're like the kids growing up that we're like, you know, maybe, I mean, we literally are like we have an ongoing text conversation the entire day that is nonstop. And so it's like, and then I see him, you know, every night when he gets home and whatever. And then on the weekends, we spend pretty much the whole weekend together. So it's like, we're almost kind of like kids growing up that are like, okay, your parents say you spent too much time together, now you need a day apart. And so tonight, like, I was like, do you want me to go to this shower with you? And he was like, no, it's really like all women and just me, because they used to all work together in this one place. And I was like, but I'm going to the couples one at the end of the month, right? I just need to put it in my calendar. He's like, yeah, I want you to go to that one. And I said, okay. So, you know, it's like, and I didn't mind. And then I love having that, like, just like that time alone. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's hard, you know? I don't know. I think life is just hard in general. You know, and that's where I use gratitude to boost me to the next level. And then I'm like, well, you know, you have an amazing husband, and you have an amazing family, and you have 3 wonderful dogs, and, you know, you get to eat really well every day, and you've lost weight, and you read amazing books, and you have 4 great channels, and you have people that love to watch your videos and talk to you, and God, that's so awesome, you know, and, excuse me, and you have a career that you love, and all of this kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know. And then I have, like, you know, not sadness, but depression, such looming depression in my family history that I wonder sometimes if I'm not always fighting depression, but I don't feel like depression, and that's a clinical term, like I feel like the clients that I've worked with when I was in practice, you know? Which people ask me this all the time, so I just need to say this one here because I've said it 9 million times. I am not currently in practice. I'm not taking any clients. I just help with putting together team building projects. So I'm not in practice right now. People ask me that all the time. They're like, email me like, oh, I want to see you. I want to see. Thank you so much. I'm not in practice. You know, if that ever changes, I will let you know. But anyway, but I don't feel depressed. I just feel, I will say this, seasonal depression, like I do really feel like that's very much a thing. And as I get older, it's harder, you know? And like summer when I wake up and it's 85 and it's sunny outside, like I feel so great. But then when it's like, you know, like getting colder and stuff, like I find myself getting a little bit more like sad, you know? Like, oh, the season's changing. But I love the season's change. Girl, I don't know what I'm saying on this video tonight. I have gone 6 ways from Sunday, so I am getting gas now. I don't know. I guess the question about am I truly my authentic, genuine self? I don't know. I don't know that I'll ever know even if I get there. You know, do you know when you're there? I know that For me, being my totally genuine, authentic self is wearing clothes that I feel like are comfortable or fun, and not questioning what other people say. I think being my true, authentic, genuine self is doing what is in my heart of hearts, as long as that doesn't hurt other people, and that I try as I can the hardest to stop caring what people think on a daily basis. From the content that I put up, to the shoes that I wear that somebody won't laugh at if I'm walking out in public, to, you know, whatever I say, to how my voice sounds, to whatever. And that's a hard thing, you know, stopping caring what people think about you. And I would love to tell you that I'm one of those people that doesn't give a rat's ass what people think about me, but that's just not the case. I do very much, you know, and that's hard sometimes. So, all right, you guys. Well, I'm going to get off here and get gas. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.